In the global entertainment ecosystem, the currency of success is often absolute visual perfection. We expect our icons to step onto the global stage looking entirely unblemished, untouched by time, exhaustion, or natural human biology. But what happens when the demand for this flawless presentation becomes so extreme that reality itself has to be physically and digitally rewritten? Recently, internet communities erupted into intense debate over subtle digital photo editing and skin smoothing on the personal Instagram posts of global icons like BTS's Jimin. In any normal context, adjusting a photo is just a minor social media reality, but in K-pop, it exposes a deeper truth. If a globally revered artist at the absolute pinnacle of industry leverage still operates under the pressure to present a hyper-smooth digital asset, it proves the standard never shuts off. Welcome back to Kpop Japchae. Today, we are analyzing the deep systemic architecture of beauty and diet culture in K-pop. We aren't looking at gossip. We are analyzing the institutional mechanisms that force young human beings to treat their own bodies like corporate liabilities. From surgical homogeneity and the psychological warfare of weaponized language to physical collapses broadcast on live stages, this is the true cost of maintaining an unyielding public image. The pressure to erase natural imperfections has evolved from temporary digital filters into permanent physical interventions. In the highly manufactured world of modern music management, unique facial features are often treated by corporate executives as structural flaws to be corrected before a debut. Beautiful teenage trainees undergo rigorous medical sculpting, undergoing procedures like double eyelid surgeries, structural rhinoplasties, and highly invasive bone-shaving V-line jaw contouring to fit a rigid institutional checklist. The tragic byproduct of this assembly line perfection is that idols frequently lose the very distinct, unique features that once defined them, resulting in a heavily homogenized aesthetic where faces begin to blur into a single, identical standard of beauty. This systematic erasure of natural diversity doesn't just impact the artists under the knife, it triggers a devastating psychological domino effect among young audiences worldwide. When teenagers look up to their favorite icons and see flawless, medically engineered symmetry presented as the natural result of genetics and style, it warps their perception of reality. Young viewers become hyper-focused on their own natural variations, facing extreme self-scrutiny and in paralyzing self-awareness of how they look. By normalizing complex cosmetic interventions as routine milestones or graduation gifts, the industry has effectively socialized an entire generation of young people to believe that their natural faces are unfinished products requiring surgical optimization to find acceptance. To understand how deeply this standard is ingrained, we have to look at the inverted vocabulary of the industry. In the normal world, telling someone they look healthy is a compliment. It implies vitality, strength, and balance. But in K-pop culture, the word healthy has been corporate-coded into a trigger word. It is often weaponized by online commentators as a polite, thinly veiled euphemism for weight gain. We saw the weight of this vocabulary play out in real time when Asa from BABYMONSTER visibly lost her smile and showed quiet distress after a viewer told her she looked healthy. When young artists face this specific terminology, the psychological reaction is immediate. The fear of being perceived as anything less than emaciated forces them into defensive posturing. The industry has created an environment where normal biological development is framed as a failure of discipline. When looking healthy is treated as an obstacle to a career, the boundaries of safe physical maintenance vanish entirely. This constant multi-directional scrutiny requires idols to build severe psychological defense mechanisms just to keep their bodies aligned with institutional expectations. Consider a recent broadcast where solo artist Somi casually shared a shocking habit from her life, writing the word fat on sticky notes and scattering them across her house to actively shame herself out of eating or reaching for food. To an outside observer, this looks like extreme behavior. To an industry veteran who grew up inside the trainee system, it is treated as a routine method of self-preservation. This internal friction is further highlighted by historic statements from global stars like BLACKPINK's Jennie, who once remarked in an interview that she wished there was simply a pill she could take to make her feel full, so she wouldn't have to experience the act of eating at all. When food ceases to be sustenance and is viewed purely as a professional threat, the mind is forced to view its own natural hunger signals as an enemy to the brand. This complicated relationship with nutrition doesn't just happen behind closed doors. It plays out live in front of millions of viewers through carefully executed public rituals of avoidance. During celebration streams and birthdays, it has become a bizarre, frequent pattern for idols to accidentally on purpose drop cakes, spill treats, or knock over utensils the moment high-calorie food is introduced to the set, effectively ending the scene before anyone has to take a bite. On variety sets and group dinner broadcasts, the visual choreography is fascinating to track. While the camera might focus on one or two members eating enthusiastically for commercial appeal, wide shots often reveal other members quietly skipping food entirely. They sit perfectly still, holding empty chopsticks or subtly moving food around their plates to give the visual illusion of participation while consuming absolutely nothing. The public demands that idols look happy, energetic, and perfectly fed on camera, yet penalizes them instantly if their bodies show the physical reality of digesting that food. The result is a surreal performance. Idols must act like they love food, while ensuring they never actually eat it. Eventually, the mathematical reality of extreme calorie restriction catches up with human biology. No matter how much discipline an artist possesses, a human body cannot sustain high-intensity, multi-hour choreography on a near-zero-calorie baseline. Lately, the systemic breaking points are becoming increasingly visible on live stages. Consider the rookie group triples, where members have begun experiencing consecutive alarming health crises. First, it was Nien, who fainted briefly from pure exhaustion during a music bank recording cycle. Only a few weeks later, her fellow member Yubin collapsed completely unconscious on stage at the end of a performance at my K-Festa, requiring security staff to physically carry her away. These terrifying incidents are directly connected to the extreme physical baselines enforced behind the scenes. This stark reality was highlighted when Yubin shared a disturbing story from her previous trainee days under a major label, revealing that she was systematically pushed down to a shocking body weight of just 37 kilograms while standing at 165 centimeters tall. When the corporate machinery views a fainting spell or severe malnutrition as a minor logistical delay rather than a human emergency, the system proves it values the aesthetic asset far more than the person carrying it. The modern entertainment industry is built on the production of a beautiful, flawless escape. But as the gap between biological reality and institutional expectation continues to widen, the human cost of maintaining that escape has never been higher or more dangerous. This isn't a critique of individual idols trying to survive the system. It is a critique of a corporate architecture that demands human beings stop being human so they can look like flawless products. If you want to look past the glitz, the music show trophies, and the surface-level fan narratives to analyze the structural, corporate, and raw realities of the entertainment business, welcome to Kpop Japchae. My name is Jap. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button right now to stay completely in the mix. Leave your perspective on these visual standards in the comments below, and I will see you in the next deep dive.